Directional overcurrent protection test in AMR relay. AMR modular relay of Vebko company supports various protection functions. Explanations of the capabilities and software environment of this relay have already been presented in the video related to differential protection test. After connecting to the AMR relay at first, simply load the device's hardware configuration from the device menu by selecting the Read Hardware from the relay option. The default password is 123456 to receive elements. At this point, a message is given to remove the signal, which, if confirmed, if the current hardware is not the same as the relay hardware, the current hardware signals used in the VFC section are deleted. It should be noted that the settings for the conversion ratio of voltage and current transformers are determined in the related card. Here, the ratio of current card conversion is 200 ampere to 1 ampere. As mentioned earlier in the AMR software, the config of some of the most widely used functions are placed in the software as samples. The user can send new settings to the relay by selecting each of them and applying the desired changes. For this purpose, a set of functions can be seen in the Relay VFC tab and in the temp function section. It should be noted that by selecting each temp function, the blocks in the VFC are removed. Here, the directional overcurrent function displayed with the name OC67 is selected. In the config of this function, an OC inverse block and two OC definite blocks with different settings and the signals of a current card are assigned to their input. Finally, output signals are assigned to binary outputs and the relay LEDs by output and LED blocks. To change the settings, simply right-click on each block to assess a set of options. Finally, the changes are sent to the relay. In this video, by double-clicking on blocks that contain constant time stages for the directional overcurrent function, disable them and define the 1A and TMS current settings as equal to 0.1 by double-clicking on the first stage, which is defined as reverse time. By double-clicking on the direction block, the elements related to the directional function include rotation angle and ground polarization. After this, the changes are sent to the relay by selecting Send Config and setting to Relay option. By running AM Pro software and opening the AMT overcurrent room, it is enough to go to the Object Parameters Test section, creating the test characteristic after entering the information. Keep in mind that it is also possible to test this function using the extra file. Here, the current setting value is equal to 1 ampere. TMS is 0.1. In the overcurrent test, it is required to set two parameters: maximum torque angle and sector operation. To do this, from the overcurrent window and the relay parameters tab, the directional option is selected, and from the element tab, the directional section is placed on forward. Then, under the define element directional behavior tab and the maximum torque angle, parameters and sector operation are equal to -45 and 172 degrees respectively. In directional overcurrent relays, for better performance of relay in orientation and reaching the MTA value, the rotation of the reference voltage angle is used. The performance area or forward area in this relay is set from -131 degrees to +41 degrees. To investigate the directional overcurrent function, in addition to the time of operation and current, the angle of performance should also be investigated. For this purpose, performance time tests are performed along with amplitude and phase tests. In the time test, the accuracy of the performance time is investigated in the amplitude and phase test, detection and evaluation of the accuracy of the actual current considered, and the actual in angle of the performance threshold and reset threshold are taken into account. Cross-polarized method is used in AMR Vebko relay, that is using healthy phases to detect fault direction. For example, in case of faults in phase A, the relay uses VBC reference voltage and IA current to detect the fault current direction. The forward or reverse area means that the part where the relay must detect the fault to be determined by the start angle and end angle. Time test. To test the DOC function, 3 states are considered. The first state for 500 milliseconds, normal conditions. This means that it injects a nominal voltage with 0 current. In the second state, the fault conditions are applied and the current is selected for all phases of L1E, L2E, L3E in the range of 2 to 4 times the nominal current. The duration of this state should be greater than the nominal time of the relay trip. The third state is activated as post-fault with 0 voltage and current for 500 milliseconds. In order to see better performance of the function, from the View menu, the Detailed View window opens. After adding double points and 4 times the regulatory current, at the best possible angle in terms of performance of the function, that is minus 45 degrees for the L1E, L2E, L3E fault types, a point in the no-trip area is tested. Due to the nature of two-phase fault, the currents in this fault have a phase difference of 180 degrees so that the 3I0 current is not created and the 67N function is not activated. Pickup drop-off test. To perform the pickup drop-off test, use a relay or LED contact or even a setting change to make the function instantaneous. For this purpose, 3 states are needed. For example, in the first state, the normal network conditions are applied. In the second state, the pickup test, and in the third state, the drop-off test is performed. In the second state, for pickup and drop-off test of angle, the current value is twice the regulatory current. These states are performed in the overcurrent room automatically by the users entering the setting. The performance range of overcurrent curves in the AMR relay starts from 1.1 regulatory current in the relay. Therefore, first, by enabling the active range limits option in the overcurrent protection parameters window, the Imin value is set to 1.1 Iref. In the next step, the current adjustment value for the pickup test of the current value is placed as shown. This test is performed at best possible angle in terms of relay performance, that is minus 45 degrees. After the current pickup drop-off, it is time for the pickup drop-off on the angle. For this purpose, the current value is applied twice as much as the regulatory current. The trend is once performed for the upper limit of the angle, that is 41 degrees, and once for the lower limit of the angle, that is minus 131 degrees. By adding and performing the necessary tests, finally add one's favorite items to the report.